I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7:01, if we could, please. The first item on the agenda, if we could just take a quick review of the meeting minutes from 4:13 and also 5:4. So we had a little backlog of the minutes here. I sent those out previously. If anyone has any corrections or additions, please let me know. When we take the 4/13/21 meeting minutes first, any comments, questions, or edits to those meeting minutes?
Not for me, Steve.
No.
Not for me,
Not
Steve.
me either.
Okay.
I'm good. It's good.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the 4/13/21 meeting minutes as submitted. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, seconded by Larry. Matt, if you could do a quick roll call with the board, Alicia, that'd be great.
Sure. Eden?
Yes.
Carl?
Carl's absent tonight.
All right. Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Stephanie? Yes.
All right, so all in favor, so the motion passes. All right, how about the 5?
Did you want me?
We're okay. So how about the 5/4/21 meeting minutes? Any comments, edits, or anything?
No.
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 All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as submitted for the meeting of 5/4/21. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Is that Stephanie on the second?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so seconded by Stephanie Holland. If you do a quick roll call with the board, Alicia, that'd be great.
Stephen?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Stephanie? Yes.
All right, all in favor, so the motion moves. The meeting minutes are approved. Great. Did someone just jump on like there? Who just jumped on? Anyone?
Yeah, this is John Bologna, coastal engineering.
Hey, John, how you doing tonight?
Very well.
All right, good. All right, so we can move right into the senior center project. I know Steve's got some other conflicts. So, Steve, you want to just get right into it with the project update and kind of give us a little bit of the schedule and the punch list and how we're doing over there?
Yes, thanks, Steve. Well, essentially, the punch list is ongoing. We did monetize it, and once we had reviewed their first go-round, and where we monetized it about $189,000 in work left to do. The ERB up on the roof was commissioned and balanced yesterday. I haven't got any feedback yet. We need to get the balancing report from the balancing stuff, and then we'll end up getting a commissioning report. But that work was done. We have last week we had a change request review meeting with the contractor after our weekly job meeting. We went through a lot of some of the open language items that we have. We did not finish. We're reconvening tomorrow after our job meeting, trying to get all of those wrapped up as best we can. As far as the site lighting and the building lighting goes, we did get some photos back from Mike Mincello from the security cameras. It's interesting that it doesn't appear that there's any difference with the lights on or off, which leads us to believe that maybe the lights aren't staying on. see if indeed the building, wall-front lights and the recessed lights at the porch are actually staying on. There was just absolutely no difference. So that has to be verified, and the architect and designer are still looking at the retrofit on the site light bulb. And then we did have the ribbon cutting on Thursday the 13th, but I'll let Linda give you the update on that. So that's pretty much it right now.
Okay.
If there's any questions.
So the parking lot lights are adding the motion sensors and the dimming capacity, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. Alright. And then, yeah, I can drive by there later and verify that the porch lights, that's fine.
Yeah, they're not supposed to go off at 9 o'clock. They're supposed to stay on through to, I believe it's 6 or 6:30 in the morning.
Right, and that was the request of the Scituate PD, correct?
Correct. We were doing the test to see if it improved the view from the security cameras.
That's right, okay. Alright, and they can never complete all the spray testing and all that stuff?
I'm sorry, yes, I did forget this. They did continue the spray testing, but we did have a couple issues, especially with the doors to one of the doors to the cafe that was tested.
Okay.
We haven't got the report back from BEA yet to give their analysis, because there are limits, or allowances rather, for leakage when you're doing a spray test.
Yeah.
And some of the other ones, like we did a test on one of the doors going out to the patio, which was much less. So it may only be one area that is having an issue, but we want to get, we hired them to give us their expert opinion. We want to get that report back first.
Those are just door seals, it's not like the actual casework or anything, right?
Right. The presumption is it's coming in under the door at the at the threshold.
Okay. Alright, but the facade, all that stuff's pretty tight.
Nothing is getting around the door itself.
Got it. Alright, so that's fine. Okay, cool.
Steve, this is JD. What door is that? Is that the door leading from the lounge to the parking lot?
Yeah, the door that goes out of the cafe to the driveway, to the sidewalk outside.
Okay. I hadn't noticed anything, so I'm just curious.
Alright, good. Any questions or comments or anything else from the project or the update for Steve? No?
All right.
Okay. Alright. So next item on the agenda here, just a small item. It's a discussion and maybe vote on the veterans office desk to see if we need to replace a desk. And Linda, do you want to expand on this one a little bit? I know you were involved a little bit. Well, so it looks like the desk up in the office is a little smaller and not kind of succinct.
We ended up selecting something that just didn't seem appropriate to them.
Right.
So they made a request for something more consistent with the other furniture.
Yeah.
So Rachel found this particular item that is more like the ones we have and Dawn has.
I mean, I
That's
did.
all. It's really just a change of.
Yeah. I mean, I did look at the other day. The desk doesn't appear to fit the space. I don't know. Did anyone else on the board take a look at that? The veterans?
I did not.
I mean, it's petite.
Yeah.
Frankly, they were afraid that there wasn't room for a full-scale desk when we were making the other FF&E purchases. But as it turns out, there is enough space to do it. We just didn't think so. She would rather that.
Yeah, I agree. On a tour the other day, it certainly appears there's plenty of room for a larger unit.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a home for this desk if we replace it, right? You said you had somewhere else to use it.
Well, I actually could, but he would like it, so he says he does, and I guess so I won't come there. He can still use it, yeah. So,
It's $13.25 is, you got room in the budget for that, Steve? Is that? You still there,
Oh,
Steve?
you're on mute. Yes, yes. There's room.
Any other discussion on the desk here? It seems.
no.
No.
No, I think it's a good idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, she is working 4 days a week. She's there.
Yeah.
She's part-time. She's there full day. Yeah, I just wanted to, sure.
No, the time to correct it is definitely now. So, all right.
I agree.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the revised desk for the Veterans Office in the amount of $1,325. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Larry Gilmet. We do a roll call, Alicia, for the Senior Center project. That'd be great.
Sure. Stephen?
Yes.
Linda? Yes. Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
JD?
yes.
Stephanie? Yes.
Is that everyone? All right. Well, it sounds like all in favor, so the motion passes. All right. So moving right along, we got our Linda. You're up now with the kitchen smallwares, and kind of you want to go through the bidding process here there, and you can make sense of all this.
Well, really, okay, hold on. Sorry, I just had it up. Okay, so Nancy did submit the proposal for bids. So they did come back, and it would appear that Kittredge Food Service Equipment is the low bid, even though Janko is lower. They did not complete all the items on the bid list. Boston Showcase was just a little bit higher. And then I know one came in late that we all sort of decided wasn't something we could take after it was good 6 hours late, so it wasn't really.
Right. So yeah, so you brought this to the board 2 meetings ago, I think, and it was an order for basically all the kitchen smallwares, inclusive, ladles, pots, pans, coffee pots.
I mean,
It's basically everything.
detailed, and it's all the way up to small appliances, microwaves.
Right.
There are some larger appliance items that
Right.
is what shot it up over the $10,000 mark, and then some
Exactly.
that.
So it was over the $10,000 mark, so we requested that you bid it out. It was bid out to 5 different companies, and we had 3 responses on time and 1 response out of time that we're not taking. And between the 3 responses, only 2 of them were full responses, basically. So one of them from Janko Sales and Service was an incomplete bid, basically. It didn't have all the items on it. So that really brought us down to 2 bids between Boston Showcase Company and Kittredge Food Service Equipment and Sales. Supply, sorry. So the Boston Showcase Company came in at $18,593.02 as the high bid, and the acceptable low bid came in at Kittredge Food Services Equipment and Supplies, came in at $18,317.94. So the 2 bids between, that I just read off from Boston Showcase and Kittredge were pretty comparable. All the equipment was comparable, so I feel pretty confident that we've done our due diligence and searched high and low to try to get this down, but the price seemed to be pretty consistent between the 2 that made full, comprehensive bids to the scope of what we were looking for. So Did the board have any other, questions or comments, or need any more explanation on the bids, the bid process?
No, I think it's fine. I mean, you got less than $300 between
Right.
two qualified bidders, and as long as everything that
Right.
they're bidding on is what you wanted,
Mhm.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
That's a good indication that you had a tight bid.
Mhm.
that's good. Thanks, Joe. Anybody else?
I recommend that we go with Kittredge.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
I agree.
Okay. Stephanie or JD, anything?
No, I think I agree with
No,
that.
I agree.
Okay. All right, so yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. There's not much meat to it here, so that's good. All right. I would like to make a motion to approve the kitchen smallwares bid that has been competitively bid to 5 different bidders, receiving 2 competent bids back for full scope. The high bid being from Boston Showcase Company in the amount of $18,503.02, and the low bid being from Kittredge Food Services Equipment and Supplies in the amount of $18,317.94. The board is recommending moving forward with the low bid from Kittredge Food Equipment Supplies. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joe Anise. If we could do a roll call, Alicia, with the senior center project, that'd be great.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, okay.
Stephen?
Yes.
Linda? Yes. Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
JD?
Yes.
Stephanie? Yes.
All right, all are in favor, so the motion passes. So we'll get this signed, and you can place the order on it. That's good. That'd be good to get that.
Okay, thank you.
Be good to get that kitchen
much.
filled up and usable. That'd be great.
Yes, I know.
Which one?
July 2nd.
July 2nd. All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. What else we got? So there was one more that came in. I know we all talked about it. I sent out the quote a little earlier. Was for the handrail up on the second floor. I think that was a big observation by a lot of us that it seemed like that corridor probably would benefit from having some sort of handrail there and aesthetically to break the wall up. So it just made a lot of sense. So we went out and solicited a bid to get it done. Linda did a nice job there. It was the same company that did the one downstairs, right?
So Master Millwork is the company that did the one downstairs.
Yeah.
And they did bid the materials, or not did, they quoted the materials for us. Now, it just dawned on me that Rachel had asked them to redo resubmit the quote because they had addressed it to Delphi. It was sort of an old addressee, it wasn't to us, it was to the contractor.
Yeah.
So she had sent it to me this morning, and I didn't realize she didn't send it to everybody. It just didn't dawn on me. So I just sent that to you, Steve, and
Okay. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It's the same bid, just with a different address.
just with a different name.
All right, so I'll send it out to everybody right now. But,
So, and needless to say, and I'm not sure what it would have been a month or 2 months ago, or further back, but obviously the price of wood has gone up.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Oh, big time.
I mean, we are limiting it to the left side because it just seems to work. Not to limit it for any other reason except that it seems to be sufficient that we do that, and aesthetically fine. But in addition to this quote for the materials, then there's also the installation cost, which I did get a quote / estimate. I just don't have it on his letterhead.
Okay, so this is just the quote for the materials.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Are you forwarding that over to us, or
I
not?
just did Stephanie. Is this a time-sensitive piece? I mean, I know they're mobilized, but it'd be nice to get the full, I guess, the full picture of the cost before we bid on it.
Oh, right, I mean, he told me or sent it in an email, which I think I did send out, but it wasn't an official, on letterhead quote from Arctic Systems, Ron Pearson, who's also the one who did do the, built-in, the wall units, on either side of the fireplace, and he did all the, crown molding around it. I mean, he did a beautiful job. So he quoted me $1,000 for 2 men 1 day.
But that was going to be a not to exceed price, correct, Linda? Because he also quoted a half a day.
He did, but now he verified today that it would be the 2 of them 1 day. That's what he said, instead of one person's half day. I guess, yeah, we could say not to exceed. Or, I mean, we've got to get the materials first. I don't know how long that takes.
So you're looking at a total of like 38, 72, 32.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to miss the window with them being mobilized here and then having a double pay.
Right.
Steve, do you know when they're, I mean, how much activity is going on there currently?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a madhouse by any means. You know, and that's the millwork. I mean, they're pretty much done. You know, but they're just supplying the material. So
Yeah.
You know, they'll run it and then they'll deliver it. And I'm just doing the install. And there's no time frame that this has to be done by per se.
No. There's no.
Steve, does the installation include finishing?
The way I read the corporate, the millwork is coming pre-finished, correct?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, that's what I think
Yeah,
too.
it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, it's a stained poplar custom.
That's what's being sticking. Right.
I mean, what's the board think? I mean, if there's no real time sensitivity, do you want to just wait till we get the full kind of big quote, or?
I did have one question. I know in the past we talked about kind of doing something a little bit more upscale, so to speak, not just a railing on the wall. We talked about maybe doing
Yeah,
a bit
it'd be,
more like a.
I mean, obviously if you match.
That could double up as a handrail.
Yeah, because the downstairs does have that, you know, has that chair rail with the handrail. I mean, it's a little bit, yeah.
It does, I guess because of what's inside the wall, it wasn't required.
Yeah.
But if you think that's more aesthetically appealing, or?
I mean, it's upstairs. I mean, I know you want it to look nice, but I'd hate to turn a $4,000 job into a $10,000 job, you know?
Well,
Well, that was going to be my question.
The other side too?
Yeah, if you did both sides, right? Yeah, if you did both sides, chair rail and the handrail, I mean, you'd probably be up in that $10,000 range, it looks like, from these prices, so.
Well, even if
I mean,
you
it
just
seemed like
do
there's something
zero
that had
dollars.
been valued. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's just something that may have been value engineered out of the project, and to at least get something that's functional and still aesthetic. I guess I wish I asked, maybe we should have asked for what the price would be with the trim, with the mold and chair rail, but
Yeah, that was all I was asking, just what the price difference would be. That's what-
we did not ask for that.
If it wasn't timely and we did ask,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's time to edge.
Well, it doesn't seem like we're up against a time crunch. So, I mean, yeah, why don't we ask a question, what it would be with the chair rail and the handrail, to see what it
Okay,
comes back
so
with.
it's certainly fine with me.
Which effectively would match downstairs, correct?
Yes, right.
Correct.
Okay.
And the chair rail is painted, not stained.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be much more than the material cost. It shouldn't add a whole heck of a lot to work, to labor.
Yeah. And then, I mean,
Well, that's Arctic for that because it's nothing special on the chair rail that they should be able to supply that because then they would paint it too.
yeah.
Right. So
What's
the
the,
installer would take over the whole installation, including,
what's the board thinking about, one side or two side? I mean,
Well, downstairs is two sides, right?
yeah.
Yes.
it is. I will say the only difference is it's a continuous wall downstairs, and the opposite side, the right side upstairs, is broken up.
No, that's right, the point, yeah.
Right.
So that's
Has
what
door-
that's what I was kind
door
of
opening.
thought.
Right, so if someone's making their way to the end of the hall, they can use the left side. I understand what you're saying.
From a traffic flow, we probably would prefer that anyway, kind of keep everybody going.
Right.
Okay. All right, so Linda, you clear on what they were asked here to kind of get a new quote?
I am clear.
All right, good.
Yes, I am. All right, so I will go back to both for additions regarding the material as well as the handrail.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Good. Next item here is discuss submitted questions. So that we were a little late. We started that new PVC email, so that's good. So we got that. Unfortunately, it was some snafu with IT, I guess, and the email wasn't working. So they're working on that, and they should have it fixed shortly. So if there are questions, we'll have to double up next meeting. Maybe next meeting will be a live meeting. I don't know. But I will keep everyone in tune on that. But so yeah, unfortunately, the email was kind of started, but it didn't work properly. So.
Okay.
But I didn't personally receive. I don't think anyone else from the town hall received any questions for tonight. So, all right.
I have not.
All right. So moving right along. We have.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Steve?
Hello.
Hi. Michelle Spaghetti received the question.
Who's this?
It's Jennifer Kuhn. I had sent the questions to your personal email, and also Michelle Spaghetti received them.
Oh, I didn't receive any. I didn't.
She just brought them into you.
I haven't had time to
You
read
have
them.
them in front of you. You told her that you received them.
I haven't had. I mean, what time did you send them?
Michelle
Yeah.
Spaghetti printed them out and brought them into you.
Hard copies, Steve.
It was. Okay, that's all I'll say.
All right, these are kind of clear. It says, please correct CO number 11 amount in minutes. So we will review that. It says, please correct the date on the temporary CO, which we will review that. I'm not sure what the date should have been and what the date was. It says there should be.
2021. The date on the temporary CO should be 2021, not 2020.
Uh-huh.
All right.
That should be easy to correct.
Noted. We will readjust that. It says there should be 2 temporary COs. So we'll review that with Vertex. It says. Yeah, there's a note about it, but 237 First Parish is recreation and 333 First Parish. Please discuss attached, so they're included in the meeting minutes. So yeah, we'll correct. I'm not sure what that's referencing, but we'll look at it.
And Steve,
Yeah.
with all due respect to the questioner, the board doesn't have the opportunity to look at these printed questions.
Yeah. Yeah, they were sent in very late. But, all right, so that's the meeting. Those questions will get the minutes. We'll address them. Thank you. All right, moving right along. Steve, you got some change order? No, you don't have any change orders. We just have some invoices, correct?
I have some invoices, yeah.
So we get Delphi. You want to go Delphi's?
I'll start with the Delphi Construction, the application for payment number 16. The amount is $263,330.79. It brings their current contract amount up to 99% complete. The architect certified it on May 12th. The invoice is for the cost at the senior center for masonry, mist metals, waterproofing, roofing, glazing, tile, acoustical ceilings, resilient flooring, painting, elevator, fire suppression, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and site work. At the recreation center, it's roofing, glazing, acoustical ceilings, painting, elevator, fire protection, and HVAC. Also, general conditions and partial retainage release to 1%. Like I said earlier, we do have a monetized punch list. Their balance to complete on this April requisition is actually a little bit higher than the monetized amount, but they did not have a problem with it. Again, that is application payment number 16 for April, the amount of $263,330.79.
All right, so the monetized punch list is less than this $194,799.
Yeah. That's 197,861.96.
That's what
The balance to complete is down at the bottom, Steve, item 9.
Oh, there you go. Yep. Got it. In the monetized punch list is in fact less than that. You're saying?
It is, yes. So we're good.
And this has been certified and signed by Vertex and also the architects.
Correct.
Any questions or comments? I mean, it looks all there. I mean, anyone from the
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
No.
Good for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks pretty succinct. All the numbers, I looked over the percentages of completion, look pretty consistent with what's going on. So, good. All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve an application for payment number 16 to Delphi Construction for previously noted services by Steve Kirby for services through April 30th, 2021 in the amount of $263,333.79. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joe and Denise. And Alicia, if you could do a quick roll call on the senior center project.
Stephen?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
All right, all in favor, so the motion passes. Thank you. We got a BH plus A one, right?
Yes, I do have a bargain entry archetype invoice. This is going back to December.
Yeah.
We did hold their invoices for a little bit due to some of the issues with design, but we need to release them some money. So this is going back a ways, but it was their invoice number 24913 in the amount of $15,633.60. And it brings them to 94% of construction administration and 95% of the FF&E.
Okay. Yeah, I looked it over. It looked pretty succinct with what they had going on and representative of the work today. And I know we were holding invoices to get some stuff straightened out with punch lists and things like that. So seems like those items have come around. Any questions, comments from the board on that invoice?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve invoice number 24913 to Bargman Henry and Archetype for services performed through December 30th of 2020 in the amount of $15,633.60. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Larry Gilnett. Do a quick roll call, Alicia, that'd be great.
Eden,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
All right. All in favor, so the motion passes. Good.
Okay, and the last invoice is Vertex's invoice for the month of April, invoice number 148426, in the amount of $16,951.57, and that includes 3 of the Fitzmyer and Tachi invoices for the HVAC commissioning as they begin to wrap up the project.
Okay. Do you know what percentage this brings Vertex to or no?
To be honest, no, I have not checked.
Yeah, it looks just like a pretty standard monthly biller. Yeah, I reviewed it. And Fitzmyer and Tachi, you get 3 invoices here. In the amount of 3 invoices add up to $51,39.95, right? That's good.
Correct. Well, 4672.68, but then there's the 10%.
That's right. Yeah, the 10% markup. Yeah. Okay. Anyone have any questions or comments on the Vertex invoice?
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve invoice number 148426 from Vertex Company for professional services from March 28th to May 1st, 2021, including 3 invoices from Fitzmyer and Tachi for HVAC commissioning in the amount of $16,951.57. Is there a second?
Second.
Was that you, Stephanie?
Yes, sir.
It's seconded by Stephanie Holland. Do a quick roll call, Alicia, with the senior center.
Eden,
Yes.
Linda, Joe,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
JD,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
All right. All in favor, All right. So that's all.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night, Steve. You can get on your other meetings. It's good.
Thanks, thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Steve.
So we still have, we've got 3 more invoices here. A couple Home Depot invoices, then one for the remaining wiring there from E2 Telecom. So we can start with that one. So E2 Telecom, we approved this change order the last meeting, so it was some extra cabling and things like that for the janitor's closet, a couple HDMI cables for some of the TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Was their work completed, Linda? Everybody good there?
Yeah, they did complete it actually Thursday morning before the ribbon cutting ceremony. So they were in and out in a couple of hours, which was good.
Okay.
And it is done.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve purchase order 2109145 to E2 Telecom Company for HDMI cabling and Cat6 cabling to the janitor's closet in the amount of $1,132.90. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joe and Denise. We can do a roll call, Alicia, on the senior center.
Stephen?
Yes.
Linda?
Yep.
Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
JD?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
All right, so the vote is unanimous and the motion passes, so we will get this invoice paid. Good. All right, we got 2 here for some of the partial work from Kevin Kelly's Home Depot orders. One of them's for the gym. It was just some mops, basically. And the amount was $18.40. Did anyone have any question on that invoice that was sent out? Pretty straightforward. So. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve to purchase order 2108-120 to Home Depot for the partial order of mops to the larger order that Kevin Kelly had submitted in the amount of $18.40. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Stephanie Holland. And Alicia, can you do a roll call?
Stephen?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
JD?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
All right, all in favor, so the motion passes, and we'll pay that invoice. Good. All right, one more for Home Depot here. This is the one that was sent out to the board earlier. So again, some step ladders, some stools, some window cleaning equipment, squeegees, some floor signs. One of the bigger items, the floor vacuum came in, and that's good. They can get cleaner over there. Have you seen all this equipment, Linda? Is everything kind of coming in through the drives? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and they've fashioned, or they had purchased and installed some shelving and a couple of smaller closets. So
Oh, good, yeah.
Storage on site.
I
So
think that was the invoice we approved.
they brought in, including the big machines as well. So yep, it's coming in and it's
Good.
good. Oh, good.
Yeah, that was the invoice we approved last meeting for the show. So good. Good to hear. All right. Anybody questions or comments on this fraction of the Home Depot order?
No?
No. All right. Again, I'd like to make a motion to approve a partial payment to purchase order 2108121 to Home Depot for window cleaning equipment, squeegees, smart vacuum charger, another floor cleaner, and floor signs in the amount of $9,276.28. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Stephanie Holland. Do a roll call, Alicia, that'd be great.
Stephen,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes?
Joe,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
JD,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes.
All right, all in favor, so the motion passes. And we'll move that invoice along. Great. All right, any other questions or comments or any other open items for the senior center project? No, there being none, we can move right along. All right, next up we have the Humrock Fire Station discussion with John Bologna, just to get a review and an update there. We do have a photo.
Good evening, everybody.
We have
Can you hear me
that.
all right?
Yeah, John, did you get the photo log that Chief had made up, or Chief maybe can walk through it? I don't know if you want to get it. Okay. So why don't you give us an update to everything first, John, and then we can move into the photo log. Maybe Chief can walk us through that. So I'll let you give you the floor, John, to give us a little project review and update.
Yep, sure thing. So yeah, things are moving along pretty well. Great weather, so it's good to see work progressing out at the site. The foundation footings are in. Concrete was poured on Friday of last week. Earlier this week, there were stripping forms that were just starting to commence the backfilling operation to get the grade, up to grade along the perimeter of the building foundations. Next week, they'll be looking at doing the under slab plumbing and excavation for the interior plumbing, as well as the tie-in for the water service, and they'll be looking to install the tight tank. So the infrastructure components will be moving along on that part of it. Still processing shop drawings, moving quite a good clip with the submittals coming through. So so far, no really serious hiccups as far as any of the submittals, other than the usual kind of bantering back and forth sometimes and clarifications. So they're doing pretty good. We do have a requisition for payment, which we can take up in a minute. But no, that's where we are as far as projects concerned. We get continuing with our weekly meetings with the contractors and processing information as it's been coming along.
Okay, good. So no more surprises in the ground down there, foundations, the footings are in and all that good stuff?
Yeah, no, that went pretty well. We did a little bit of a snafu on the water service. It turns out that the existing water taps that we were running the domestic water line off of was only 3/4 of an inch, and the plumbing plan calls for 1.5 inches. So we had some conversations on that. We're going to look to relocate the water service to the same location, the vicinity where the fire suppression taps come in. So, a big part of that cost will be an excavation and repatching the highway and so forth. So I talked with the contractor, in fact, this morning. So they got that all squared away, working with the water department. Okay. They're going to waive the fees on the new tap. So I might have a little bit of extra cost involved in doing that, but I don't suspect it's a huge big ticket item.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you worked out a good fix at the end of the day, so that's good. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, agreed.
Okay. And like you said last time, materials is kind of on the contractor. They own that anyways, material cost escalation, right? So that's...
Correct.
Yeah, they own that.
All right. Any other questions or comments from the board and update?
No, I think it's going along fine. I mean, the good news, I believe, John just hit it. I think we found, if we're going to find something, and we found it underground, and, kind of got our arms around maybe a couple other things that need to be addressed that we knew about, Chief knows about, and, I think they're doing great.
Okay.
And I hope they can stay on schedule, which I think they can.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for the comments. All right. Chief, you want to go through this photo log here? I guess just a couple photos. So.
once he sent out to you, right?
Yeah, so basically, like John said, John covered most of it.
Okay.
The week before they poured the footings, that all went well, and last week they set up all the forms, and they poured last Friday. They were down there, they must have had at least 9 trucks down there pouring. So that went well, and it was good. They had the good weather over the weekend to cure, so they took all the forms down. They were water sealing all the lower part of the foundation.
Yeah.
So talking with Alex today, everything seems to be going well. The weather's turned, and seems to be back on track on the schedule. So
Okay.
I think we're happy where we are, and we're meeting tomorrow. We're meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock with everybody that has to do with electrical, IT, data, just to make sure we're all on the same page. And answer some of those questions that have been going around. I think we're going to have more answers tomorrow to who's doing what. And I don't think that's going to be as big a deal as we thought. So we'll meet tomorrow to make sure that ask everybody to come with a plan, what they're doing. And then, like I say, if there's any cost-effective ways to do things going forward, we'll do that. We'll figure that out tomorrow. So.
Okay.
Other than that, we're very happy so far.
So it looks like the photo log, so basically the primary, the foundation there is for the basically the house, right? And then all these pylons are for the apparatus bay, is that correct?
No, the opposite.
Oh, okay.
The pylons are for the apparatus, for the living quarters, and that's going to be up to FEMA code.
That's right, okay,
And
so
the
that'll
other-
be, yep.
If you look at the apparatus bay, that's a solid wall. So really, the top of that apparatus bay, where the building meets it, they're both going to be compliant with FEMA. We did get that variance to let us go down with the slab. The slab's going to be 3 feet lower than that wall to meet the slope
Okay.
to the building. But, so that's the pylons, cement columns for the living quarters, and the rest of it was the
That's
main
right.
part of the foundation is for the apparatus bay.
Okay. All right, good update. Any other questions or comments from the board on the update or the photo log?
Nope.
No. All right, good. All right, we can move right on to the invoices here. Get some people paid maybe here. So John, you got one here for PK Associates. It's that's for some of the commissioning efforts and it's the soil testings and things like that for that we approved, correct?
Is this from Briggs Associates?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that one, to be honest with you. So, what's the amount for? I mean, if you want to send that through to me, I'd have to look at it. But I know they were out there testing compaction tests.
Okay.
I looked at that invoice directly to the town.
Because yeah,
It was sent out.
yeah, I sent them out. Joe, you looked over it anyways, right? As part of the project over there. I mean, it was for the 4 samples.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the 4
Right.
compaction samples at $190 a piece. So the invoice was $640. So I mean, I'm comfortable approving it. It's just the analysis of the ground there. So it's $640 of the total of the $5,945 contract. So they're just looking to get paid for the 4 tests they did over there, which seems reasonable.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just work in progress. They're going to be back. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the last invoice we're going to see from them.
So, any other questions or comments from the board? Joe's our representative down there, and he's happy with it, so you can expand on it.
No.
No. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve a partial payment to purchase order number 2109451 to PK Associates for ground test of the property in the amount of $640. Is there a second?
Second. I'll second.
Seconded by Larry Gilmet. Alicia, if you could do a roll call for the Humrock Fire Station project, that'd be great.
Stephen?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Chief Murphy,
Yes.
and did Brian John come on?
Captain McGowan was on, yes.
Okay, thank you. Are you a yes?
Are you there, Captain McGowan?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. All right.
Thank you.
All are in favor, so that motion passes. Great. All right. I guess we'll go with your invoice, John. Coastal engineering. So you want for the monthly, just the monthly, the $5,000 monthly rate to April 30th.
That's correct, yeah. Yeah, that's the uniform invoice for each month.
Yeah. So yeah, I looked it over. Standard invoice. You guys are down there doing the work. I'm happy with it. Anyone else on the board have questions or comments on the monthly invoice for Coastal?
No, I think that's, what John said, he's gonna bill 5,000 a month until, for 10 months, basically, right, John?
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's fine. Yep.
Okay. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve partial payment to purchase order 2106827 to Coastal Engineering for monthly services through April 30th, 2021, and the amount of $5,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Joe Anise.
Stephen,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
Chief Murphy,
Yes.
Captain McGowan.
Yes.
All right, everybody's in favor, so the motion passes. Great. All right, we got one more here for tower construction. This one was signed off by John. You want to review this one? You signed it off.
Yes, yes, I will. So there's a second payment. It's again for work in progress through the end of April in the amount of $61,977.33. I signed it on May 17th, 2021, and the supporting documentation indicates percentage completion on the items. Most of it had to do with site work, some pre-order materials. They had the engineering layout for the surveyors out there, traffic control, dumpsters, erosion control, and so forth. So we reviewed and it also had the change order for the cesspool included in this one, which we discussed last time. So everything looked to be in order. The numbers worked out. Standard 5% retainage on the work. So the total amount was that $61,977.33.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I looked it over. It looks pretty consistent with what we would see in a project at this stage. Percentages look all in line. It's been reviewed by the engineering architect and signed off on. Any questions or comments? Anything hanging out there from the board?
No.
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 All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve application for payment number 2 to Tower Construction for services through April 30th. As noted by John Bologna, in the amount of $61,977.33. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Larry Gilmet. Do a roll call, Alicia, that'd be great.
Stephen,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
Chief Murphy,
Yes.
Captain McGowan.
Yes.
All right, good. All in favor, motion passes. And Chief, it looks like you got one more here, right, for the bunkhouse down on Fourth Cliff, the recreation center there?
Yeah, that's the monthly tab for the rental for Fort Cliff.
Okay. Yep, 26 nights in season, $32.50 a night, giving you a grand total of $845. So yeah, again, an item the board's talked about before, and we know the bills are coming. So good old unit number 39 in the chalet down there. Hopefully everybody's comfortable down there. It's good.
Not a bad place. Please check it out.
Nice.
Steve, can I,
Waterfront rental for 32, well, not bad.
Yeah.
Steve, can I clarify what this amount is for? The 845 is through the end of April, is that correct?
This looks like it was.
Yes, I think we start there April 5th, so
Yeah.
I think we had 26 days in the month. He's going to
Yeah.
take month, but we're using it until about the 5th, so that's
Right.
26 days.
Yeah, oh, okay, good, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So yeah, it was 26 nights. It wasn't it was kind of a partial month, but yeah. All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve the May invoice to Fourth Cliff Family Recreation Area for the temporary bunk housing for the firefighters in the amount of $845. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Larry Gilmet. Yes.
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Chief Murphy?
Yes.
Captain McGowan?
Yes.
All right, all in favor, so the motion passes. Great. All right. Any other open items for the fire station project? Anything else? Questions, comments? No? Good. All right. So moving right along, next item on the docket here is the public safety complex discussion.
All right, I'm signing off. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, John. Have a good night.
Thanks, John. Good night.
Kevin Kelly, you're not on, are you? Kevin's not on. All right. I talked to Kevin the other day about the public safety complex. Anyways, he's still waiting on final engineering and final quote work from the engineers. So that one's still hanging out there. I'll bug him again this week and hopefully get ahead of it and get something here to the board soon. We'd like to get that in, obviously, before the summer here, before it starts getting too hot in the ALC room there. So I will take an action to get in touch with Kevin and see if we can move this along. All right. Any other open items with the public safety complex for discussion?
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. So last item on the agenda here, or second to last item, is the library project update. The generator. So the generator, I believe, is still out with engineering, and they're working on getting the final engineering design done with the potential of the natural gas application instead of the oil or diesel fuel application. Joe, have you got any update on that one with Kevin, or are they still doing it?
I don't know any more than what you just said, and,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the holdup is, but that's really where we were last time we talked about it.
Okay.
Still waiting.
Again, yeah, I'll take an action item on that one to get in touch with Kevin Kelly and get an update and see if we can move that one along. So to get a final, so that you get a final proposal and a final kind of quote for it to bring forth to the board of select people here to see if they see what they are feeling
I think
about it.
what it's really going to take is to have a meeting with the gas company and knowing what the parameters are for a gas generator and to certify or not if the gas company can provide that much pressure for that size generator. And I don't know what those are because I'm not an engineer.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, that's really where we need to be.
Right.
Once we go beyond that, then we can nail it down.
Yeah, and we know how long sometimes it takes the gas company's engineering company or engineering to get back. But yeah, I'll get
Yeah, good luck.
I'll have a discussion with Kevin and get it going. Good. Any other open items for the library to discuss?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I know.
All right, you can move right along. Any other open business? Any old business and new business? No?
Nope.
Nope. Good. Man, that was good.
Nope.
We got through a lot of stuff here. That was good. Seems like all the projects are running nicely and things are coming together. So appreciate all the support, everyone, and all the hard work everyone's doing. So if there's nothing else, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:07. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Stephanie Holland. If you do a quick roll call with the board, Alicia, that'd be great.
Stephen?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, all in favor of adjourn, so we will adjourn. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.